the front, going bang bang.
Talk show. You are now tuned in to the 254 Millennial Talk.
It's not even my birthday.
It's Namloki guys, and welcome back to yet another episode of the 254 Millennial Talk. Hopefully you're having a good day or a nice weekend. Now it is very hot. I can see it's 28 degrees Celsius. It's burning, man. But yeah, man, for the people listening on the podcast platforms, the show goes live every Sunday, 5 to 6 p.m. Not Sunday, Saturday. I keep saying Sunday and I move the show to Saturday. Every Saturday, 5 to 6 p.m. GMT plus 3 or Nairobi or Kenyan time. Okay. For the people tuning in on YouTube or on Twitch, remember, make sure to follow us on the podcast platforms on your podcast platforms of choice. So these are Apple Music, Spotify, and you should be able to catch up with the show. Make sure to give us a rating and also follow the show as well. Yeah, so today I'm here with my usual, the Slutty.
Hello.
What's up, man? I feel so lazy today.
Hello. Get in the mood. Get in the mood. Get some energy, so that we can keep the show moving.
I'm tired. No, I was streaming the whole day, but I do stream, on both YouTube and Twitch. So I not only stream the show. So yeah, come watch me play some games. Apex Legends, GTA 5, Dead by Daylight once in a while. Single player games. I should have downloaded a single player game for this week. Probably Resident Evil 3. I was supposed to continue because I played 2 and I finished, so I was supposed to play 3. But just like you said, you've not played any Resident Evil, right?
I haven't played any Resident Evil. That is correct.
Why?
I don't know. I've never thought about it. Like, if there's a game I'm thinking of playing, Ari has never come into mind. So
what?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Repeat.
If there's a game I'm thinking of playing and it's single player, Ari has never come into mind.
Oh, I had career. I was like, huh? Career?
I don't know, Ari.
Okay. Okay. No, you're not a.
But I know you.
You're not a fan of.
I know you play a lot of it.
Horror games.
No. I am. I'm a fan of them.
Hey, which other?
I've played all. What do you call them? All Amnesias, Dark Descent, Machine of Pigs. I've played all of them.
Wait, have you played Five Nights at Freddy's? Why is that game scary, and why is it so Like I've seen
Wait, which is the scariest video game single player? Has to be Outlast. Outlast is scary.
Outlast
scary.
or
Really scary.
are you sure it's not Five Nights at Freddy's?
I do not know. I hear a lot of scary stuff about
I've seen Outlast. Yes,
Outlast.
it's scary. It's not it's scary, yes. But I don't know. But I would argue Five Nights at Freddy's is the one that I will say maybe is the most popular. Or is what made Markiplier very popular. I don't know.
what is Markiplier?
Don't know who is Markiplier.
No.
He's one of these big YouTubers. He's an OG YouTuber, one big one. So I don't know, I've seen gameplays of Five Nights at Freddy's, and I don't know if you move or if the camera is stationary. I do not understand how it is, but from what I have seen, from gameplays I have seen, it seems pretty scary. Seems like something that would fuck you up, you know. You know, you were saying that I remembered watching a gameplay by PewDiePie. I don't know which game he was playing. It was an indie game. There's a jump scare that came on screen, man. This guy jumped. I remember seeing that. I think that's the time
Who
I
jumped?
subscribed.
PewDiePie?
Yeah. I think that's the time I subscribed to PewDiePie, man. I was like, holy shit, that was hilarious. No, anyway.
Does he still do a lot of gameplay videos?
Really. Nowadays is, I don't know, meme reviews. Of late he's been talking about different stuff, you know. But I guess it comes with age. Like,
Oh yeah, your interests change.
yeah. I think he's had like an evolution, like, you know, the time he used to play a lot of horror games and then switched. And now,
Yeah,
you
he
know,
actually used to do a lot of those.
yeah.
Nowadays,
anyway.
not so much.
Yeah, I think he just got tired. You know, you can play video games for only so long. You know,
It
I don't know.
True. It is true.
but anyway, I still enjoy his videos. Seems like a grounded guy. Doesn't seem like the guy to. I don't know. He always seems genuine. Like, he always seems like so relatable. I guess
Oh, okay.
that's his strength.
I've never thought of him that way, but yeah, sure.
But anyway, man, enough with the, you know, we dive, you know,
Sidelined, digress.
digressed, yes, digress, that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah. Battlefield, man, of course, if you're a gamer, you know the fiasco that was Battlefield 2042. And the game got worse. I think we talked about it on a previous show. But now the game seems to have gotten even worse than how it was before. I mean, I'll say before it had maybe a glimmer of hope, but from what I've been hearing guys say, and you know, especially from you guys, because your Discord is dedicated to complaining about Battlefield, and
He's dedicated to complaining about Battlefield. I like that.
dude, you know, I'm not lying. You know what, eh? Let me just check, you know.
Check what? Our Discord is not dedicated about complaining about
Your
the game.
Discord is dedicated about complaining. Oh, Battlefield. Oh, this. That.
That might be true because, but I feel like majority of the people on that Discord actively played that franchise. So yeah,
Okay,
even some people in that Discord.
I'm in general. Other than your post, I could see Heishi complaining about COD, Vince, Battlefield, Osiris, Battlefield, Vince, Battlefield.
Okay. I'm sensing a pattern here.
Squad, Battlefield. Other than my post, Battlefield. And some memes and some other things. But man, you guys need to play other games.
We need to play other video games. Yeah, we do play. We're playing a lot of Battlefield. A lot of it.
That's funny though. Like, you know, you should Should not be stubborn. Should
Diversify-
not be stuck to your
diversify
old
our
ways. Should not be old dogs trying to be taught new
Majority of the
tricks.
people in that server are, unfortunately, most people are, and are afraid of trying new games. You've seen the people in that server. You propose to them to try new stuff. Rarely
This
happens, but
This is why I recommend you play single player games. That's because at least when you play single player, you don't have to ask anyone. You have
and
to.
you know it's kind of funny. It's kind of fun because most people in that server actually have pretty cutting edge hardware. Like I know
but they-
people also with 3090s, 3080s, 5900s.
But they choose to do what? Yap and yap.
Yap and to play Battlefield all over again. Yeah, so yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. So, yeah, people
What's
do
the
that-
state
do
of the
that.
game? Because I think the last person
Are
who
they-
was playing it was unsalted.
The last person who was playing was unsalted.
I think that was
Quite,
like the
I don't think
last
there's quite a
man
difference
standing.
between the last time you played it. I think I played
Like
it
what?
last year.
Like what has happened? What has gotten
Nothing.
worse?
Nothing. I think the drama behind it has become quite an interesting topic.
Mm.
But like the game hasn't gotten better. The issues around it haven't been fixed. If anything, people are talking about it more, but they're talking about it more in the negative light of it. So really, nothing has changed about the game, but everything has changed about the community, the developers, and of course, what do you call them? The publishers of the video game. So the game hasn't changed, but the people have. So anyway, their
Yeah.
attitude.
But you did not buy it. You bought it. It came. As
Yeah,
a-
I got it. A lot of people don't know this, by the way. A lot of people think I bought the game, like for 7K or 6K, for whichever amount it was. Yeah, but you are right. I did get it on offer. I believe it was 500 GB NVMe, and it came with a code for the video game. I think I and Aishi did that, or Aishi and I did that. So yeah,
so
you're right. I never really bought it.
it doesn't sting around the buttocks area. that
It
you
doesn't
bought it.
sting around the buttocks area. I don't know.
Does it stay? But you don't. For you at
No,
least
no,
you are
no.
buying something else. So. it
No, I don't
doesn't-
think it does. For me, it doesn't. But I know people spend quite a fortune on the game. I know people spend upwards of 12,000, 10,000, 9,000. Just to get to play the game early, even though they saw even the game when it was released. Whenever they did that early access thing, it wasn't like the prettiest of products. Still had so many issues. But people still opted to spend their money on it. I don't know why. So I know people did that, but yeah, people spend a lot of dough on it. And what is it now? I think some people have uninstalled it. There's no point in playing it anymore, by the way. There's nothing you haven't done in that game that you can do. There's nothing new. There is no improvements. Still the old and old playing experience that was.
That was.
Yeah, that was, man. But the drama around the video game, of course, it's something to write home about. We can go on and on and on.
What's the
About what
drama?
has
All the drama,
happened.
other than like the people asking for refunds. So apparently,
Other than the people asking for refunds.
how many signatures is it? But do those signatures work? Cause for me, I was
No,
about
yeah.
to criticize you guys and tell you that I don't think
Oh,
those
okay.
things
Oh,
actually
yeah.
help.
No.
I've seen
They
countless
do-
petitions.
They
being
do
signed.
help. They do help. No, petitions do help, bro. What are you saying?
I
Petitions
think-
do help.
You know what you guys
They
would
do
have done? You know what the community
Uh-huh.
should have done? I think you should have started a GoFundMe page and look
Go fund.
and look for like a high tier lawyer, someone who represents big companies to represent like gamers to like build a case against EA.
Oh, okay. I think that's a good idea. And I believe the reason you've come up with such a good idea is because we are so low in this. Normally, when people are, under duress or things are not going their way, they tend to come up with negative ideas. They tend to, come together or unite for negativity. So signing, the petition saying we want our money back is part of it, and it's part of why, it will gain so much traction because it's kind of negative. A lot of people believe they are hurting EA by signing it, which is not really true.
Let me look into like
Must be over 150.
What's
Must
the
be
site
over
again?
100. Just look up the Battlefield 2042 petition. You can't miss it. You cannot miss it.
Okay, let's see. Which is my F1, F2, F3, F4? 5 is my sin. Okay. BF 2042.
Yeah, petition. I think I even posted a link of it on our Discord, just in case you have the troubles looking for it. But I don't think you will.
Let me see. Microsoft and their Bing and their Bing. Okay, PC invasion. So the Battlefield 2042 refund petition passes 1,150,000 signatures. I'm going to look for this.
Yeah, it's getting traction.
Or change.org, but let me see how. Let me just Google how. Okay, the standings are 172,000. So how effective? Yeah, is change?
No, it won't work, dude. They won't get. No one will get their money back. You should know that. That will not happen.
Yes, I'm trying. That's why I'm trying to see.
No, I can tell you, when you can't. There's no way you'll get your money back. I mean, people willingly spent it on the product. I mean, EA can make a case for how they advertise the correct product to eventually what they delivered. But I believe, if anything, the effect of this is going to be the negative press and even the attention that comes from it. EA is notoriously known for, having the worst type of customer care issue handling. You remember the Battlefront fiasco where they said that you should grind because what was the term they used? Whenever people figure out that it was
surprise mechanics.
No, not surprise mechanics. There was a better one before surprise mechanics. You know why Battlefront flopped? Why Battlefront 2
It was
flopped?
the microtransactions and then the surprise mechanics.
There is a very no. There's a notoriously downvoted comment about it on Reddit, where people, like the community playing Battlefront, noticed that it would take, like, I believe 300 or 30 hours to unlock Darth Vader, and when they complained about it, an EA representative on the subreddit said it's supposed to be that way, blah blah blah, because it gives a player a sense of fulfillment and accomplishment. They even t-shirts.
330 hours.
It was like a crazy. It was a crazy amount
Holy
of hours.
mother of God!
So you could, of course, navigate the issue by spending that sweet money, and of course just buy the Vader for yourself.
My God.
So yeah, that usually doesn't respond well to it. Personally, of course, number one, no one is going to get their money back. Everyone who spent premium. And this is a funny thing, EA does this weird thing nowadays, whereby, of course, the game is coming out for $60, at least on PC. On the PlayStation 5 and the other one, Series X, it's $70. So this is what EA does. EA gives the Origin members, me and you, options to play a particular video game. Let's say Battlefield is coming out a month from now. Brian, you can buy the premium version of Battlefield and get to play maybe 1 week earlier. There's another version you can buy, like the Gold Deluxe Ching version, and get to play 2 weeks earlier. And after that, you don't get anything else.
I've never understood, I've seen that model in FIFA. And there is like classic FIFA, I don't know what FIFA is, I don't know. So I'm usually like, what's the difference? See, you're still going to, other than like the extra skins here and there, does it justify really buying the high end one or something?
Does it justify? Maybe not for you. Other people it does. I can think of a particular group of people who they can justify such a purchase, like YouTubers, content creators. I mean, makes sense to get that if you are not being sponsored.
But for them, they have the money. They will make the money 2 or 10 times.
Not really, bro. Not really.
See, listen, they're making content out of these things.
You are right.
So the views generate back the money, and they even get more money.
No, not really, bro. Not always. Dude, I mean, you own a YouTube channel. You should know this.
Small creators, for small creators. For small, for big creators, yani. For small creators,
they get big creators that don't spend anything anymore. Big creators just get checks and games all day, every day, and put out fake videos, which is actually another segue into the whole fiasco around the video game or Battlefield. So something interesting happened during the review period of Battlefield 2042, whereby majority of the outlets, even YouTubers, all sorts of content creators were giving this perceived notion that the game is good. IGN gave it a very glowing review, by the way. Jack Flags spoke to lengths about how good the game is, and so did Level Cup. Everyone, dude, like there's clear misleading of people happening here. So that is something that happened. They were getting quite trashed on Reddit, and I believe Jack Flags made a video to respond, and Level Cup also did, and among others. I think that is the first time actually. Yeah, that is the first time, bro. I realized these people actually paid to give glowing reviews or hide issues, because I mean it's a franchise I was interested in, and I could clearly see it was not the right product. It wasn't marketed well. In fact, the marketing is false. There are many scenarios I can point out. Like for example, in the trailers you see there are soldiers. When you play the actual video game, there are no soldiers, just operators. I mean, you could watch a whole video, you could see 60 soldiers, but like 2 operators. So, like the whole issue around operators wasn't really clear. But now when you play the game, bro, everyone is flying in a squirrel watch suits. People are using rapport hooks. People with turrets camped on top of mountains. And there are plenty of mountains. Something I should add, there are a lot of empty spaces in that game. So in turn, people hated the publisher, people hated the people, doing the review. And I am guilty of trashing such people. I even unsubscribed from them because of such things. But I also believe that the negativity behind the video game fueled also. I mean, people like negative stuff. So some people are just making negative videos about the game.
It's the internet,
And,
by the way.
Yeah. The internet loves negative stuff. I mean, better talk about someone dying than someone living. I don't know why.
I mean,
But
which-
yeah, man.
Joe Rogan, by the way, was in trouble.
He was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think there's someone who said it clearly. These are just kicks from a dying horse. In this case, the dying horse is the traditional media, because they know
Yeah.
Joe Rogan has
That. Yeah,
so
that's
much
actually
influence.
100%. Yeah, it does. And like everything has changed. The way you consume TV, the way you consume entertainment. I mean, look at what we are doing. We couldn't be doing this like 10 years before. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
you
if we wanted
needed,
to
like,
broadcast something out to the public,
Mm.
we would have to go and hire a radio station or something crazy, ridiculous, expensive, so controlled, so much legal action behind it. But everything has changed. People who don't want to accept that. I mean, come on. A lot of people are going to move to Spotify. It's not Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan maybe is just a pioneer, or the person brave enough, or the person who got handed the right amount of money to do it. But it doesn't matter. Everything has changed, man. It
But
really
I mean,
has. It really has.
I mean, these are the reasons as to why people will subscribe to Joe Rogan even more. Like, traditional media is being me, but sometimes I sit down and I watch some of these shows and I'm like, I cringe at like, I'm usually like, do people even sit down and listen to this nonsense anymore? Like, what the fuck? I think the reason why maybe even like TV is dying is a lack of relatability. People always look good, makeup, good lighting. And here there's a YouTuber, there's someone like Joe Rogan who is just there chilling, smoking. The guy doesn't give an F. And you see the guests enjoy. And I think the best thing I would say, and this is something that I am is very good to emulate, like being open to reason, not to reason but to listen to everyone regardless of their opinions. And I think that's where like they tried to get him. They were like, oh, you brought this guy, is giving us fake misinformation. Well, this COVID issue has been blown out of proportion, man. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. You would even say it's like the fucking plague. It's like Ebola,
Okay. I think it's a two-sided sword.
It is a
criticism,
two-sided. No, it is a two-sided sword. But people should understand, Spotify is not a news website.
Yeah, it is. No, I think you are looking at this the wrong way. You are assuming a lot about what people assume things are or know things are.
No, that's what I'm
Because
saying.
I'll give you a good example.
Listen,
when
Joe
Trump
Rogan
said
came out.
people
Joe Rogan
should
came
drink.
out and said,
Uh-huh.
Joe Rogan came out and said, hey, I bring people on my show not to say that this is the right way, but to just hear people's thoughts.
Yeah, that is 100% correct. That is 100. But it won't work that way, bro. What are you saying? It won't work that way. People will not consume it that way. Majority of the people won't see it that way.
Mm-hmm.
because I even have friends who will swear by what a guest on Joe Rogan said. They will swear by what Joe Rogan said about marijuana and other sorts of things. People tend to consume what their favorite person is telling them.
So do you think that
Think
maybe
about
people
it.
should disclaim
No, no.
before, like at the beginning and at the end? Like
No, I totally believe there should be regulation behind it because people
no,
don't
me, I
operate
just
that way.
believe there should be disclaimers. Like
Disclaimers aren't good enough.
no,
in
like
this,
just
in these
say,
times, they
like
don't
say
work.
in person, like hey, whatever we are discussing here with me and Slutty, of which this is my segment into my own disclaimer. Read the description box. We are not responsible for your actions. We're just
It won't work that way.
we're just
Come on.
speaking. We're just speaking.
No,
So,
we'll say something dumb and someone will go and do it.
but and you
Ideally,
see,
that
that's
would
why
work,
yeah,
but-
that's why I put disclaimer. But that's why I put a disclaimer in my description, so that when anyone comes to attack me, and I've clearly stated what we say is biased to our own experiences.
Yeah.
So take what we say with a grain of salt. And
In a
again,
perfect world. In a perfect
and
world,
again, legally I'm on the right because I've disclaimed already. I've not said that.
You are, but people die, man, from what they hear or do or see on the internet.
My
You just
God.
can't, you can't write it off.
But I know, I just wanted to point out that Joe Rogan issue. But I don't like where the internet is heading, and
Huh?
I just don't like that attitude. And and I've seen that also happen here. You remember the Akina Shafi, the way they were treated and all those. Like that's nonsense.
Oh, but
man.
yeah, Umsal Manga, he said, he said something so true and so real, but
Yeah, man. Like the internet is pathetic. You know what? This is why I avoid even engaging. That's why I don't even like engaging as much on Instagram. You'd rather hide in Discord because at least Discord no one can come at me, man. So the internet is
I mean,
just
if it's no, I think you should. Yeah, look at how to also handle it. I mean, if we can get a crowd there. why
oh
not?
yeah, and that's why no, I'm not. That's why my Instagram is strictly shows. I never post anything. I avoid,
Okay.
if anything, I avoid posting anything personal. Just because I have seen the madness. These people are out here to get you, man. What? These people are
Yeah,
mad.
people will be dragging them down.
People are mad. out
Anyway,
here.
we are straying from the topic.
No, it's still part of the topic because Joe Rogan is a
it?
good example of what Battlefield is experiencing at the moment. Although Joe Rogan.
No, what?
Sindio, see, we are talking about negativity on the internet.
No, but deserved. It's deserved, bro.
No, it's fine, but we are talking about negativity still. We are just saying the lengths to which it can escalate to. So I just had to point that out because that story was annoying. That story was just annoying me, and if anything, I just think people will defend Joe Rogan, and already a lot of people with critical following have already come out and defend, and I think people even say that Joe Rogan made a mistake in apologizing. He shouldn't. He just kept quiet. Because apologizing tells these people that hey, it's right. They are right, you're wrong. So even Spotify, man, hey man, don't budge, bro. You're not American. Don't budge. It's just going to be a passing cloud. This fucking
it will pass. It
this
will
fucking I mean they came at YouTube. So what any other company, you're next. So anyway, Battlefield. So you were saying it's people band up to around negative
Yeah.
things.
Pass. Yeah, people are still doing it. I mean, hating is, hating, as.
But I
sort
mean,
of a
okay,
market.
okay, also to argue, even if okay, what I don't get is, didn't you all see this coming? You did not sit down and see this coming. Cyberpunk happened.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk happened.
Everyone saw it coming. Everyone saw it coming. Even after the beta, people, they no longer saw it coming. They had it coming.
But
I mean,
why
you'd be a
buy?
fool.
I mean, okay, going on.
Why buy?
Listen, going on the.
Why
track
buy?
of,
Okay, you are right. That's a
looking-
good.
no,
That's a
no,
good question.
Not even
That's
going
a good
back on the
question.
track on, looking back at Black Ops 4. Games that don't have campaigns and they are sold Nah,
For
man.
full price. For
Those
full
games
price,
are
bro.
those games. The only game that I know maybe has pulled it off is Titanfall, and eventually they did create a campaign in Titanfall 2. So
Yeah, it was quite good, I hear.
yeah, I've seen reviews. It's actually, I don't know. It's good. I've seen people say it's very good.
When
So
you see how well fleshed out the Apex Legend lore is, like the little short bits they release, even the voice lines, they are
you
like,
know,
oh,
based
excellent
off
stuff, man.
Titanfall. You see,
Yeah, man.
but
You're
now I
right, you're
mean,
right.
Black Ops 4 came out without a campaign, and you saw how that game ended up. So I mean, come on, man. Like, you guys saw this coming. What the fuck, man? Like, yo,
People saw it. People saw
li-
it coming.
I think we should
They did.
develop a
You
culture
know,
of.
how many people saw it coming and still bought the game? About 4.89 million.
Why do you think people bought the game?
Because they are fans and the marketing around it.
Lance is
They are fans and the marketing around.
Squirrel suits gani tena. Oh, sorry, I had not seen your comment, Lance. Sorry.
Uh, I always told you never read the YouTube comments.
I read. It's just that sometimes
Okay.
we are talking. The talk is so engaging, you forget you have YouTube comments.
You don't forget you have YouTube comments.
Anyway, squirrel suits. No, there's this like flying. It's like gliding. Can I look for it? Let me look for them.
For what? The gliding squirrel.
The gliding squirrel. And on Quora, I can see a lot of people saying that that change.org doesn't really help.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah, because I've seen a lot of petitions there, and I'm like, where do they always go? Nowhere.
No, you are right. You're right.
Yeah,
But
these
that's not the
ones,
essence around
Lance.
it. Yeah.
These ones. These are those squirrels that you keep hearing Slutty talk about.
I never spoke about flying squirrels. Oh, you mean
You mean you said like the way like the map is empty, so everyone is just flying everywhere.
Oh, there's a character. Anyway, maybe I can clarify, Lance. There's a character in the video game. Her name is what? It's a chick. Forgot her name. She's very annoying, man. She
Wait,
can
what-
glide.
Wait, what
She can
about
glide.
the cringe dialogue at the end of matches?
Yeah, I mean, dude, I don't think anyone cares about the dialogue as much as I care for missing features, lack of weapons, open maps, junky cars, bad sound design. I don't think anyone would have cared if the game was well polished. I shit you not. It would have been like one of those things that just turns out to be a meme. Like, it wouldn't have made or broken anything. It would have just been, it is. I don't think that's, yeah, man.
Okay.
Right, but the game, dude, I don't think what I really believe. Maybe I hope I'm wrong, but I have a feeling that I'm not wrong, based off the history of how EA handles, mishaps or missteps.
Mm-hmm.
I think Battlefield is just going to be put in the fridge.
But
That's what
they
they did to
have,
Anthem. You remember Anthem?
Yeah, I remember. But that was another
Dude,
mess.
you remember they told everyone, oh, dude, we are going to fix it. 6 months later, what did we hear, Brian? The project was abandoned. How is it going to be different from every other case that you've mentioned? Even from Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk promised to fix the game. Did they ever fix the game, bro? No.
They're still fixing it,
Heck.
actually. They still throw out
That's
patches. Of course, the game will
nonsense,
never be.
man.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what? I would argue for Cyberpunk. I would say Cyberpunk came out with the reason I say Cyberpunk, and I think this was performance based, was Cyberpunk was not made for like the current consoles and like low end hardware. Because I saw people playing it on very very high end hardware, and they were like the experiences were not as bad compared to like someone like me who was experiencing.
Whoa. Take it
fucking-
easy, buddy, there. Did you see the recommended specs of Cyberpunk?
What were the recommended specs?
What if you play with the recommended specs, you do not have a playable experience?
Oh,
No, what?
okay.
They
And that's
straight
why I'm
out lied.
saying maybe they came. Of course, I'm not dismissing them of lying, but I'm saying like the game is like, can you run Crisis? You remember the way Crisis was killing?
The game is like, but Crisis was good. Crisis was complete.
Of course, okay.
What?
I'm saying okay. How can I rephrase it? But the game, okay. I'm saying
Okay.
this.
Can
The
I
game will
maybe
play
I-
fine. The game will
Can
play
I chime
fine.
in? Maybe to why I think Cyberpunk is, like an incomplete product. because features they showcased during the demo, during even like do you know I used to watch the live streams they used to do before the game came out. I would see like
Which
the cities
features,
and
by the
areas
way?
they promised. They promised, like for example, they promised there would be a hub where clans would fight you on site. They promised better AI. There would be actually active better side quests than The Witcher. Like variety, like a myriad of good shit to do on the side. That never happened. My problem is not the bugs. Bugs can get fixed. You can get a good PC eventually that runs, like flaws the game.
I
But
think
missing features, man.
I was just arguing for the bugs, like the
I
bug
don't know,
wise,
man.
because me I was just playing the cam. I was
Oh,
supposed
can I
to
give you
play
an
the
example
campaign.
of, like a very, very terrible made game that eventually turned out to be good? Batman Arkham Knight. When that game
What
came
about
out, you
No
couldn't
Man's
play it
Sky?
on PC. No Man's Sky, dude, No Man's Sky was trash on launch.
So it
But
was
you see
fixed
what they had to do.
eventually.
How many years, bro? How many years are you willing to wait? Like,
Wait, would you?
I
Okay, let me
would
ask
I?
you this: would you argue it's because of like the EA owns so much properties that they can literally
Yeah,
not
I
give a
would.
damn about
Do you know?
money?
Yeah, I would argue that. In
Okay,
fact,
so it's
even to,
arrogance.
maybe
It's
to
arrogance.
sweeten your point, to make your point even better, EA on
Mm.
their last investor call went ahead and said Battlefield is not important because it accounts for less than 10%. So the fact that the game did poorly
Mm.
is not an issue because I mean you're losing out on 10% or whatever everything you make.
So
Just
for
to make
them, it was
investors
more
feel
like
like,
for them it was more like, oh, Apex is giving us mad money. FIFA is giving
dude,
us
I
mad
mean,
money. Let's fucking work on these ones.
yeah. And these people have crazy money, man. These people
Yeah.
have crazy money, and they release all the time unfinished product. Dude, you are right. People saw this coming. We are complacent in it.
I think I will
No one
also
was forced to
argue
buy the game.
the reason why maybe most people bought other than being fans, I think it's because remember at the time Warzone was going through issues, so people were eager to play another game that was similar to Warzone.
Yeah,
But,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, I would also, but this is what I'm saying. Play other games. These online games can be so addictive to a point you forget. Hey, you don't have to play them. You can just switch off and go try something new and chill out. So I'll also
That's true.
argue the marketplace as it is with games and all these online games, and it's just it's already a trend. People just play online games more. So I think people are just looking for an escape from Warzone or the next new shooter that is going to be fun to play with friends. Lance is saying standing out for AAA game nowadays is a risky business. It seems-
100%. I agree with Lance. It
It
seems.
seems everyone is just copying what is seen to be working in the industry. Everyone seems to be copying what is working in the industry.
Yeah.
That is what
Do you
he's saying.
know? In fact, Lance is so right. I think he read the article because someone called Tom Henderson actually did an expose of why the game failed. Apparently, this is what happened. Battlefield 2042 was supposed to be a battle royale, modeled exactly like Warzone. Apparently, the EA exec saw the success Warzone was having. All that sweet money, all those skins, all that good battle pass moolah. That operator magic and buy a skin for this guy and that guy. That they wanted it so bad. So initially, the game started out as a battle royale. That's why it has operators. That is why it has missing features
It was
called
structured like,
team
would
shooter.
you say it was structured like Apex, like for operators with
Actually, no.
special...
Word for word, it was structured for Warzone. They were supposed to
Structured.
copy for Warzone. That's actually the truth. Like, that's the fact. Those are the facts. I don't know what happened towards the end. They, they pulled the plug and decided, okay, let's try and,
I think maybe someone pointed out that if we make another battle royale, you're going to fight against Apex, which is a losing battle.
Yeah. But I don't think why. I don't understand. Number one, people do know that the key to success is not copying someone. It's being unique. Bring something to the... You can copy, but bring something different to the table.
I would
You
say
remember-
copy what works, but
Exactly.
add your own twist of uniqueness.
Yeah. Do you remember when Apex came out and you could revive? You could raise teammates. Do you remember how awesome that was?
Yeah, I mean,
Do you remember? Yeah,
Apex
that
was
sick.
but the Apex was the first battle royale to do that. Also pinging.
Yeah.
The pinging in Apex
Yeah,
was
pinging.
so good.
Yeah.
Fortnite
No need to
copied
talk.
it
There's no
immediately.
need. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
but-
they sort of forgot what really makes something
Battlefield.
earn money, and they forgot, and they try to push it to Battlefield has already an experience. What do you call it? An established fan base. Like I was playing Battlefield, I bought it. Assaulted Wars, bought it. Heishi Wars, bought it. Osiris Wars, bought it. Everyone you can name. Most likely they've been fans before. I don't think I know a new person who came into the franchise after this. I don't think there will be. But yeah, that's that. So Lance Arthur, he's onto something. Those fuckers actually did try to copy. I don't know why they did. Those are funny meetings though, where people propose things and then they like all agree to do something stupid. So
No, I don't. And
Uh-huh.
the interesting thing, you might even find these shareholders are not even gamers. So to them, it's more
Yeah,
like
they are not. What
they
do you
hear,
mean
they
you
just
might
hear
find-
they just hear the term money.
Yeah,
They're
and then
like,
they
"Huh?
go crazy.
Money? Yes.
Dude.
What mechanic is that? Yes.
What
Can
mechanic is
we-
that? Yeah, add it there.
Can
I'll
we
give you actually a
double
good
down?
example of, people, the shareholders or the executive being so out of touch. Have you seen this trend of late to add NFTs to video games?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, I do, because, shareholders are like, oh, they don't understand how video games work anymore. And they're like, oh, dude, money? NFTs equals money? We make money when we put this on our game. So we put it in our game, man. It's kind of funny, man. It's kind of funny. And increasingly, things are not becoming fun anymore. I think that's my biggest,
Everything is becoming
that's what I don't like. Yeah, everything is becoming a chore to play.
corporatized.
Like yeah. Like, have you seen, like, games nowadays are so repetitive, shallow of content. It's the same plastered quests everywhere. Like the way Ubisoft does things. There's a tower here to unlock this, tower there to unlock that. That's an Assassin's Creed. Come to Far Cry, the same damn thing, bro. You kill the leader of this area to unlock the next area. You get what I mean? Like, it's so rehashed.
Isn't that Ghost Recon? Because Ghost Recon has a lot of that. Kill the leader of this area to do this.
My friend. Okay, I've played all the Assassin's Creed. They are all in that. That feature is in Assassin's Creed from Assassin's Creed Origins to Valhalla, dude. And
I mean that's why I'm not.
Money.
I think that's why I'm not a fan of Ubisoft games a lot, because of the repetitiveness of.
Dude, yeah.
I think I
it feels
prefer.
like-
I think that's why I enjoyed Resident Evil. At first it was scary, and then I got used. But the reason I
Oh,
was
by the way,
enjoying it was like you'll find different tasks, sometimes different puzzles. Although
like,
some were so
things are mixed
frustrating.
up.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Hey, those sounds were so frustrating. Jesus Christ, I even had to look on YouTube because I was getting bored of failing them.
But that's what Nani does. What do you call them? That's what Capcom does. But you can tell if a video game is going to be good based on the, just the publisher, the person behind it, the muscle behind it, the reputation they have. You can just tell, man. But if you
Capcom
see
is
something
a
from like,
Japanese publisher, eh?
yeah, it's a Japanese publisher. They own so many video games. Have you seen? They're like up there, man.
Will
in
you
terms
argue
of
maybe
video game.
Japanese publishers have a good track record other than the
I would argue,
copywriting?
yeah, I do believe that, because currently even if you look at the Sekiro series, the Dark Souls, it's all Japanese publishers and game designers. They bring a different flavor and sort of otherworld discipline to the video game market.
That
in
should
fact,
be a topic. Why are people obsessed
Yeah.
with Japan?
Japan,
Everything
You know,
Japan,
also-
from the samurais
and also
to the culture.
there's a time
Eh.
Nintendo was doing so poorly. When the Nintendo Wii came out, the sales were so poor. So Nintendo, instead of firing staff, the executive CEOs and the top management, they took a 30% pay cut.
Mhm.
Can you imagine that compared to how Activision fired 1,700 people back in the day? That thing was news in the in the CNN. And have you heard how much Bobby Kotick makes?
How much was he making?
Bobby Kotick can make over 150 million USD per year. That is basic salary, bro.
That's like
That is-
that's like one.
that is basic
something
salary.
million
Yeah.
dollars every
Bobby
year.
Kotick
every
has
month.
money from here to Mars. Guy has money, and he's made things that no one can touch. No one can touch Call of Duty.
Why was he?
No one
Why
can
was
touch
he
World War II.
harassing then? Why was he harassing sexual harassments? Like, come on, you have all the money.
Why
So
was
just
he-
go to Vegas and like waste your money on strippers than on
I
your
don't know,
workers.
man.
You know,
I
go-
don't know. I really.
I
understand, yeah, I
dive
get you.
into some Vegas.
Yeah, I
bullshit
understand. Yeah.
And then come back with
And
a
yeah.
clear mind. You know,
Yeah, don't touch your employees.
Yeah,
But
man.
he's such a
Don't
creep.
mix work with
He's-
personal life.
Yeah, he's such a creep for doing that. Now they got bought out by Microsoft, and the guy will walk scot-free.
I don't know. Maybe a case. You know, if some people can come forward, he can be tried like separately.
No, people did. People did come forward.
did?
People did come forward. Yeah, nothing happened.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, welcome to the USA. And so about Battlefield, I think the thing will get canned. I don't see it making a comeback. I don't think I'm interested even. I'm interested anymore, man.
What?
I just
Battle
can't do
BF
that.
for 2042 will be canned.
Yeah, I think it will be put under ice. Like Anthem. Hey, Atasema, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Someone will tell Andrew Wilson like it will take so much money, and you know they're never going to get new sales from the game. Do you know that?
But why does DICE have so many fuck ups? Like,
Oh, okay. So apparently, DICE
because it's DICE.
they are
it
treated
seems to be,
they are treated differently from other studios. Number one,
Uh-huh.
but they have a reputation for doing whatever they want, and most notoriously, DICE has a reputation for not listening to their community. I'll tell you this: there's a time Battlefield 5 came out, and there were female soldiers, and the
Yeah, I
community.
remember.
complained
I
about
remember.
her.
I remember even the trailer was like so disliked. Now
Yeah,
YouTube
yeah, you
removed the
know-
fucking
Do
dislike.
you
count.
do you
I can't
know
even
how
see.
DICE took? Yeah. Do you know what DICE? How DICE took the criticism?
What did they say?
They held a party. That party was called My Battlefield. You know, like saying Battlefield should be inclusive and stuff.
This
I mean, no one asked for that.
inclusivity is going to bite.
I
these
do
people
not
back
understand.
in
You
the
know, one
ass
thing I also
day,
do not
man.
understand. Maybe this is a topic for another day. I don't understand why people feel like there's a need for women to be included in some, you know, like to push them everywhere. They're actually
know
video
what?
games in which, you know, women are like Tomb Raider, right now, Wraith, Lifeline. You know, those are like good, solid female characters, and they work well there. But people seem to think that these people are underrepresented. They are not, dude. They are not. How many games have you played with female leads, bro? How many?
You know what? You know what?
More
you
than
know,
you can count.
I can. You know, I can back up your point by saying, or twice past your point. Remember the book I was telling you to read, like no logo, no space, no space, no logo. By Naomi Klein.
No space, no logo. I remember. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember it.
You know, to remind you, I think I told you this, and Naomi Klein says it's unfortunate. I'm not quoting exactly what he said, but this
Yeah,
is
but you know,
this
like
is
the
what he
context
was-
of it.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate that people think representation, like fixing or changing the representation they see on media, will equate to a real world change.
Yeah.
So
I
in
don't know.
short,
Yeah, you're right.
if you're lobbying for change, lobby it in the. It's good, yes, representation is good in media and all this, but remember, even if I am to hire black actors, at the end of the day, who is sitting at the like board of directors? Is it white men?
Yeah.
Is it females? Is it males? So, yeah, and you know, shareholders don't give a damn. It's money. So for them, they'll be like, okay, they want inclusivity. Fucking give them what they want. Are we making money? You see? And the cycle will never change. So, and I just think at this point it's becoming derogative. Like where even if you just point out even the slightest or criticism towards this LGBTQ club, Nini plus community,
Yeah, you get all names, man.
you just get call names. And this is
Ask
going
Dave
to bite.
Chappelle.
It's going to bite
Ask
them
Dave
back.
Chappelle.
Netflix, but they pick up Netflix. Netflix did not budge. Netflix
Yeah,
was
they
like,
not budge.
okay,
That-
you
that
think
thing
we don't give a fuck. This is Netflix.
I think that's how it should be. I mean,
Yeah,
maybe
Spotify
let
should
me
not
get
budge
into
too.
that. Yeah,
Don't
they
budge
should.
too, Spotify, man.
should.
Like if you budge, you're
No, if you
setting
know,
a
yeah.
precedent for.
If you do it once,
Yeah.
it will always happen. That's actually correct.
Fuck it, don't budge, man.
Yeah.
Like we should not be afraid to speak what's the purpose of media, man? Yeah. So like people should speak their own opinions, and if you hate them, fine, tune off. There's no one forcing you to sit there and watch.
Yeah.
I've even seen YouTube has added a report on the report icon button, the option to report false information. I've seen it today on when I was removing these Russian bots or wherever they come from. Alance is saying, once something is too big and once something gets too big, its initial intention gets blurred or outright forgotten.
Oh my God, Lance is so
Wise.
smart. Yeah.
wise
That is so
words
true.
could never.
That's
man,
actually so
I've
true,
never
bro.
been so
That is actually so true. You clearly, man. So true.
Yeah, I would say they all
Everything
start
becomes
out
big.
with good intentions. I mean, a good example is YouTube. I was watching a video of, I don't know, I think I posted it under clickbait, and it was like when the video is titled how YouTube is it when YouTube died, and specifically he was talking about creativity, and in the end he pointed out like how 2009 not 2009 but 2010 the highest subscribed channels 80% were YouTubers, but in 2019 the highest subscribed channels, it was the reverse. 28% were YouTubers, the others were corporates. So YouTube started out simple and all that stuff, and now it's overrun. And he gave a good example of like if you click on the trending page, you will only see a lot of, you'll either see
Corporate
food
things.
like sports or music or something. So
That is true. You won't see individual creators. Actually, have to get like recommendations of creators
Yep.
from people like what? Oh, holy shit, that's so true. That is so true, man.
yeah, man, YouTube has
That's so
changed,
sad.
and I think the few sites, and what the problem I have with this is the few sites that now come up, or the few sites that support, they end up being labeled as, oh, these are conspiracy theorists. Of course, conspiracy theorists will go to those sites, and there's nothing wrong if you want to believe in them or not.
Yeah. I mean, space for everyone, man.
Yeah, a
You
good
can't
site is
put
like
someone for saying some shit.
A good site is like BitChute. I've been using it to back up my old videos. It's called, I think I logged in. Let me see, BitChute. But it's labeled as the conspiracy site, but hey, it has grown. It has been there for some time, and I can see it's really growing. And I think people are running there, especially people who like are opposed to. Of course, I'm not saying that you should go and watch them, but people who are like coming out with different opinions about COVID, most of them you can find them there, because YouTube, if you say, if you title your video COVID this that, you obviously get your video will get flagged.
The demonetization virus.
Yes. Exactly. So yeah, man, a lot of things are going there. Like, of course, right now it's filled up with conspiracies and all these things, but I see such a site becoming very big in future, because it supports, and like the site is, I think from the description on Wikipedia, the site is decentralized. It uses peer-to-peer, so you can't like say I see the owner is there, but I don't think there's a way like you can get rid of like the videos and all that stuff. I think another good site is like the one I used to stream on, data.tv, and I think such sites will keep popping up because the internet now is becoming like TV. Things are getting so regulated, it's
Yeah.
feels suffocating, man. Anyway, balance, man. That was a good point. Things are becoming blurrier. You start.
That's actually that's so genius. Quite an astute observation right there by the Lance man.
Anyway, you do have anything to add on this EA fiasco, or do you have any?
Yeah, fiasco.
You feel like you've
uh,
exhausted or you've ranted?
I think if anything, I've learned so much from the happenings that happened to
Do you
this
mind
particular, front.
You can share what you've learned.
I think if things you've said in the past, try to diversify what you do for fun, especially when it comes to playing video games. Play, a couple of them here and there, single players. Mix it up. Don't become over reliant on anything. Most likely, from today henceforth, I think it's been the golden age of video games has come and gone, man. There is a time
It's gone, man.
like you could. Yeah,
Dude,
there's a
do you
time we could have.
remember the NFS Most Wanted days where
Do you remember? Yeah, I remember even like Borderlands.
GT
Dude had a ton of DLCs. Do you remember how good it was? Like the day when there were no season passes.
Remember GTA
Now everywhere.
4 had like a whole new.
Yeah, the Ballad of
Gay.
Gay Tony. Something that would never be released today.
Yeah, they are
It will be
releasing
so
them but
political.
online so that you can grind and make them more money.
Yeah, dude. I mean, shark cards everywhere. Dude, I think that time is gone.
Mhm.
I believe it's harder nowadays to have fun with AAA video games. The keyword is triple A.
Triple A.
There are still very, very awesome, good video games being released today, man. I mean, indie devs are doing such good things. So,
But then, have you noticed
I
that
think-
trend of? Have you noticed that trend of a lot of people just being funded by people now? Do you think that that's something that will become very popular?
a lot of people
Like the
just
guy, okay,
being
the guy who chose to clean up trash in the ocean. Like a good example
Oh.
is like him. He was funded by people, like without even. Of course, he went to like big organizations, but a lot of the funding came from people. Like Mr.
Oh.
Beast, a good example is like plant trees and all these things. Do you think that's something that
Yeah.
will become more popular? Like people will be like, okay, these corporates clearly don't give a fuck. You know what? Go fund me. I'm creating this game. I'm making this movie. Hey guys, fund me if you believe in my cause. Do you think that that's something will become more popular as, you know, this corporate?
Definitely, man.
thing,
Definitely,
eh,
definitely.
growing it.
It's kind of scary what is going to happen. Kind of scary, but yeah, definitely.
I think that's a better way to go, because at least in that way you're indebted to the people who funded you. Because I mean, if I was to come out and say I'm making a film, dude, I'll fucking do my best, because hey, people have come out and have contributed actual money to make you make your film. So, dude, it's fucking insane. Holy shit. I saw, in fact, you know, the film thing, I saw it with someone who hired Jude Law. So you know Jude Law? Some
Yeah.
YouTuber managed to get the contact of Jude Law. He talked he made a pitch video for him, and the guy accepted, and he came and shot and went. So I've seen a trend of certain actors doing that. Also, this guy who acted Shazam, I've seen him in also, because I watch a lot of film related stuff. I saw him in another YouTuber's video, and he's the same story. The guy just approached him and he was like, "Hey, I'm making this project. Would you like to help us?" And the guy was
And it
like, "Yeah,
happened.
cool." Yeah, and it happened. So I think I also saw Mila Kunis talk about this. I don't know if it's a series or what she was working on, but she was on Hot Ones, and she said that the problem, especially, and this is even something there's these popular VFX YouTubers, these people who react to VFX. This is something they said, that pitching a movie in Hollywood is so traditional. This guy has to talk to this guy, that guy has to talk to another guy above him. Like, the chain never stops. So Mila Kunis was saying that she managed to fund the project using NFTs, and it's because people came out and actually were like, "Hey, we're willing to support you, let's donate, and let's buy the NFTs to help you." And so such stuff will come out, and I think I like that trend where people are actually supporting you, because it puts you in check, because it makes you, I don't know, morally, like, you feel like you're obligated to deliver on something you promised. So yeah, man, I don't know, I think that's a better direction, because of course corporates, it's all about money. Fortunately,
It is.
everything is about money, Imagine if air was sold, how many people would be dead right now? Imagine if air, air we breathe, was sold.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people will be dead.
We wouldn't stand a chance.
Yep. Most of us will be dead because we can't even afford it.
Yeah, we wouldn't. You're right.
Lance is saying, I think I just love indie games more nowadays, as Barney has
Yeah.
said. Wait, is Project Zomboid an indie game? The one you recommended?
Sounds like as an indie game.
See, it's the one Jaka recommended last time on the show. So anyway, I think we've exhausted, of course, today. The show kicked up some hits kidogo as we concluded. Sometimes, they usually come on the show and I doubt, like, am I going to have the strength to do this today?
I think that's part of it. That's
Yeah, man, I know. Jeez, it's just, you have
that's
to.
part of it.
Project Zomboid.
Gotta push, man. Gotta push.
Yeah, it's indie. Canadian independent developer. The Indie Stone. Seems to be. It has been in early access since 2013. and still very active. Might give it a try. In the spirit of trying new games. Might give it a try.
Why not?
Yeah. And see how it is. I'm supposed to play Bioshock. Only because it was
Dude, you
recommended
should.
by the
Play-
reason why I'm
by
playing
who?
it. There's this filmmaker who stopped making YouTube videos, but there was this one he was talking about video games as narrative pieces. But for him, he was like, most video games as narrative pieces are wrong, are false, because they don't really, the main essence of a game is to play the way you want. So
Oh yeah, that's
for
correct.
him,
That's actually
his
correct.
argument was, if the game will have to force you to go through a specific level, or you have to do this, and eventually you'll come back to the same conclusion as many other guys, then it doesn't speak. It's not true that the game.
It's not fulfilling
gives
its
you-
purpose.
Yes. So for him, he was saying a good example is Bioshock, because Bioshock can. I don't know what to. I did not finish watching the videos. I think I've posted it on Clickbait, but he explained something about the alternate realities in Bioshock and how like choices.
Oh, I think
can
he's
be.
played it extensively. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I'll play it. I'll play it and see.
Colombia. Play. Start with. Play Infinite. Infinite is the best.
Bioshock Infinite. Showing up is half the journey. Bloody to co-op support.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's. Sometimes you actually have believing is like half of it. That's actually so true. This guy is like wise.
But
Does he
Lance
have a beard?
amekuwa hapa since day one though.
Hmm.
But he's always been
24.
a supporter of the show.
Why is he not on Discord? Why
He's
sometimes comes on Discord?
sometimes always here. Maybe it's just
Oh.
the font I used by there for the logo. I stole it from he sent me a design. So I stole the layout, like the 254 thing.
Mhm.
The font and all that stuff. So anyway, I don't think I have anything to add on. It was a chill show. It's obviously so hot.
Mhm.
26 degrees right now. It was 28 and say, yani saa tano inafika buda, it's 22 Hey. Anyway, I don't think I have anything else to say.
Mhm.
Do you?
No, I don't think I do. I think I've said a fair amount. Nothing to add from my side.
All right. If you enjoyed the show, you can find us on Spotify and your podcast platforms. For the people on the podcast platforms, if you want to see me, if you want to watch the show live, hopefully Spotify can roll out the video feature in Kenya so that I can also be uploading the videos of the show so that you guys can be kept in the loop on Spotify as well. So it's still in beta. I think it's still for big, very big podcasters. So yeah, hopefully it can be rolled out and I'll be able to post videos on Spotify as well. So yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say. Lance, thanks for coming through. Lumi was listening as well. So yeah, man, peace out. I should see you in the next one.
Peace out.